So me, I was sent to go and cover Raila Odinga in Kibera because I was one of the best photographers. So I go to Kibera, I take Raila pictures, he comes and votes. Raila is like, he's a tsunami when he comes, he just have draws and draws of people. I shoot my aerial shots, I take nice pictures of him voting. I go and file and chill. 28th, there are no results. 29th, there's a bit of protest in Mathare. Then 30th is a day that there's that famous, or rather famous scene at KICC where lights are switched off and guys are kicked out. When that was happening, you know where I was? I was in Mathare slums. Because now, you see, the thing about the beat, if there's no story, you're hearing there's protest. So you just go to where there's a bit of protest, guys saying, why haven't you announced the results? Guys are closing the road, so I went to Mathare. And there was a bit of burning. But the moment Kibaki was announced as president, violence started. Guys were being cut with machetes, fires started, it was just like chaos.
And you're there? I
was in Mathare, yes. And now my in was, like now I was at, Elijah Kanyi was on that side. Then during that same year, 2007, I met a guy called Brian Nganga. He's now shoots for AP as a photographer. I'd met him in Kibera. So I had two people, one from Mathare, another one from Kibera. So those guys are the ones who were telling me this has happened. So I was able to get, and then I had a motorbike. You see, I told you I had a motorbike. Yes. So I was able to move around. But
okay, let me take this thing slowly now. So you're in Mathare.
Yeah.
Aren't you scared for your life?
So no, because I'm with Elijah Kanyus from Mathare. So most of the guys actually even now,
so now you're not Lone Ranger. Remember you're telling me about Lone Ranger, you're alone.
So no, now I'm actually working around with people. But you see, I'm working with them because they come from the community. And so Elijah Kanyus is doing video, I'm doing pictures. So I'm with him, I'm working around with him.
Okay.
So now you walk around with people, but you're looking for your own visuals. But now in such a place now you can't walk alone, and then you go to the side of the police. Because now you don't go to the other side. But now you try, and then I had a zoom lens, so you try and be able to balance to ensure that you're safe.
Okay.
So now the violence starts on 30th.
Okay. Again, still, let's stick here. Yeah. So now you're in Mathare. You've been shooting burning. That's bad.
Yeah.
I was going to say that's okay. That's not okay. That's bad, but that's not flesh and that's not blood that you're seeing. There's a disparity between the two. You get? So now you start seeing flesh.
Yes.
Guys being cut. Is it? Did you start knowing? Oh my God, this thing has gone to another level.
No. So 30th is when Kibaki is sworn. You start that skirmishes. Then now 31st, there's more now police moving.
So but 31st, so do you go to sleep and wake up and come again?
Yes. Actually, you know what? So it was messed up during that time. I would leave Mathare and come to town, and Java is open, and guys are having coffee. I'll just come back from Mathare or Kibera, then I'm sent to Serena. I come and file pictures and go to Norfolk or Serena Hotel. There's a press conference by the opposition leaders or whoever it is. You go there, you find both sides smiling and chatting and high-fiving each other. It was messed up. I think that 3-month period messed my life and the way I perceive politicians.
Okay. By the way, if I'm making you relive something you don't want to, stop me. I don't want to do that. I just want to extract as much information from you so that somebody can understand the gravity of what was going on, so that we can stop being the people with Java open while other guys are being shot here. Yeah. So, you're first of all in Mathare slum.
Yes.
Who is there? Like, is Mathare slum Kikuyus? Is Mathare slum Luo? Because that was the two guys fighting. So who is fighting?
So Luos and Kikuyus. So on one side of the river is Luos, the other side is Kikuyus. But now, to pass through any of those areas, you must know the language. But you see, before that time, people used to pass. But now, when the violence went ethnic, people became targeted. So our images of Luos being targeted, Kikuyus being targeted, that's both sides just fighting.
But you're a Mwangi. So what's happening? Is anybody coming to talk to you?
No. So number one, I wasn't carrying my press ID. When I was working during
you
that
weren't?
Time, I wasn't.
Wouldn't it be safer to carry that?
No, because you want to say about tighter.
No, okay, I get. But wouldn't it be safer to carry just something but were you having something that says press?
No, nothing. So because you don't want to be, so a camera says press.
Yeah, camera is good. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember one time one of my colleagues who were in Kibera and then say, "Hey, Mwangi!" And my heart stopped because he called my ethnic name in such a setting. Because the other thing is actually the violence was tribal. And so the violence starts. So every single day I have to go and cover the violence, then go back to my house in Adams Arcade. But now because we're living next to Toy Market, then...
That's just next to Kibera?
Yes, so they came back and said, "Tunakuja kuchoma nyumba za Kikuyu," so they are going to come evict Kikuyus. So I had to move out. So my things were moved out of that place. They're taken to my mother-in-law's house. And I remember 1st of this, of 2007 to 2008, I slept in my Kinanjeri's house in Buruburu.
Yeah.
So I go to Buru, I spend the night there, so I don't have my things. So Brian Iganga was the one moving my things around, because Brian was living in Kibera, and so he came and moved my things. Then I continued working. So I was operating from Kinanjeri's house.
Bonnie, I've seen some of the photos you took, and we'll come to your documentary, because I had the honor of taking a documentary around Kenya.
Yes.
So, but I've seen the photos. The photos is what make the documentary.
Yes.
Those photos are horrific.
Yes.
So if this is this 3-day, 4-day, 5-day period is when you were capturing these photos. From the moment Kibaki was sworn in.
From 30th.
From 30th.
The first shots. The first injury that I shot. So the first injury that I shot, or someone injured because of an election announcement, was in, actually it was in Mathare, and the person was, so 28th, 29th, there's a lot of opposition supporters protesting about the delay in the announcement. When the announcement was done, the Kibaki supporters came out, and they came out to celebrate. And they started attacking people local. So you meet people with machete cuts. Then the guys on this other side who are opposition supporters started setting houses on fire as revenge. So the slum went up in flames. And now that began the displacement of people in Mathare and Kibera a lot, and Kariobangi. So guys now realized, if you're in a zone where you're not from the opposition or from the government, from the Kibaki side or Raila side, if you
go to your people.
Go to your people. So it just became, go back to your people. So
if you are Kikuyus in Kibera, get out.
Get out.
If you are Luos in Mathare,
in a Kikuyu zone, get out. Yeah.
Okay, so had you taken graphic photos like this to the level? Yeah.
The most graphic pictures now. It was, so in a newsroom, it shoot all manner of things. When I turned 20 years old, I was in the newsroom, and my boss came to me and said, "Someone has killed his wife in Moranga, go and take pictures." It was on a Sunday. Actually, I remember very well. I was in church. My boss called me, "Hey, Mwangi, uko wapi?" That's a friend. He's still the boss right now. It's called Jaco. Jaco Botieno is the photo editor. "Hey, Mwangi, uko wapi?" Go kanisa. "We don't pay you to go to church. Kuja." "We don't pay you to go to church. Kuja kwa office." I went to the office. Kaniambia sasa, kuna mtu ameua bibi yake hapo Moranga, ende upige picha. Sasa nikapatiwa, we travel all the way to Moranga. So what used to happen actually, so the police used to work with journalists. When they kill or there's something big, they call a local newspaper and say, "There's this." So the body won't be moved until the cameramans come.
What?
So when I landed there, the police officer was there said he doesn't have a photographer before they move the body. So they told me to go and take pictures. So I walk in, there's this naked woman, only in her panty, and this guy had cut him into pieces. Then after he was done cutting him and cutting his throat, he took the panga, put the panga in the skull. I have the pictures, Bado. He planted the panga in the skull of his wife's head. He was accusing her of cheating. And so the police didn't have a photographer. So they requested me, a very young photographer, on my birthday, to take pictures for them, for crime scene, for their court case.
KPLC at okay.
Omelipwa. So I took pictures of this very crime scene. And that was now, so by the time I was going post-election violence, I'd seen a lot of those things. The first time I saw a man shot was I'd seen people shot, but not, a man is shot, then you come and then, but I saw a guy was shot by the police. He was a thief. They're going to do a robbery in town. And then the police caught on him. Then they shot him at the back. So he was bleeding. And now he was bleeding, he was on the floor. And that time, I was still a very staunch Christian. So I could see he was dying. At that particular moment, my instinct was to stop shooting so that I can pray for him so that he goes to heaven and lead him to salvation. That was my instinct. So I'm here stranded, I'm looking, why are these people not helping him? And then when the police were done, when the media came, we took pictures. The police dragged him and threw him in the back of the car. Then the reporter wrote, they published my picture, and the reporter's story, and he wrote that the man died on his way to the hospital. Then I asked, that guy wasn't taken to the hospital. The police dragged him. And a friend told me, no, they don't do that. If they shoot you and you survive, they put you in the car, they go park the car somewhere, you bleed to death, then they drop the body at the morgue. So that guy was that. So along that time, by the time I was going to 7 to go and take pictures of post-election violence, I'd covered police shootings. I've covered people who had been butchered by their spouses. I'd covered a bit of crime in the grim part of this country to a level where I was exposed to violence.
And you're a bit numb.
You're not numb yet, bro. You ask here I am. I have someone who I've seen. I want to pray for him to go to heaven.
Okay, actually.
So, as in, I'm not numb, bro.
Sorry.
But and I think one of the reasons I left the newsroom because I couldn't be numb.
Okay. Oh, actually, it's true.
So this is what actually happens. So post-election violence starts, and it's ugly. Every single day there are killings. They're one of the most memorable pictures that I didn't take the picture, and it's never shared in public. Was taken by Anthony Kegondu, and he took a picture of a lady who had been murdered and she was pregnant. And now when they take people to the morgue, they are naked. So you have a picture of a pregnant woman who is naked and she pregnant, and then on top of her body are many other dead bodies, like other men piled on top of her pregnancy.
I don't know the heck KPLC is doing. They don't want this story to come out. It will come out.
This one is off.
Just give us a sec. Okay, just tell us that pregnancy story again. So there's a woman, she's pregnant, she's naked.
Yeah, she's naked, and then on top of her are many other bodies on top, piled like it's a pile up of bodies. So there's a lot of grim things. So by the time this violence is happening, bro, I've seen violence to another level. So to a level where you could actually go cover violence, then go have your githeri for lunch or whatever you want to have for lunch. It's like you're living in two alternate universes. Because when you get to CBD, there's no violence, there's a bit of normalcy, and then you go to the newsroom, you file your pictures. And so this is what I was doing for about 2 months. Now, when I'm covering these pictures, when I'm covering this violence, there's no... My photos are not being published by my newspaper. They're publishing some, but not all of them. And reason being, which is right, that they realized if you publish these pictures, they inflame more violence, because now the violence had become tribal. So if you see that a Luo was killed in Mathare, you'll kill a Kikuyu in Kibera. You know, such things. So the images that are being published are very soft.
And who makes that decision? The editor?
The editorial team.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who is the final say?
The editorial director.
Okay.
Yeah, but also the photo editor decides to censor. The level of censorship is in many levels.
Okay.
So the photo editor, the sub editor, the chief sub, all of them just say this can't go or this can go. So there was that censorship by the newspaper. However, during that time, I was able to file for wire agencies. So I was shooting some work for Bloomberg. I shot for Reuters some pictures, and I did for EPA, European Press Agency. Yeah. And that's one of the reasons when people go online and they see pictures of post-election violence being sold at Getty Images, say, oh, I'm selling them. I don't own. I sold those pictures, 15?
Yes.
Long time ago. I filed those pictures for a news agency that has a deal with Getty, so they end up at Getty. I don't get a single shilling from them.
I get it.
Yeah.
They own the whole content.
They own the content there.
Yeah, they
on
paid
that,
you
for that content.
Yeah.
So yes, and they were not buying a lot. It was $50 per picture.
Okay.
But it's a lot because if they could buy 10 pictures in a day, it's $500 in a day. It's a lot of money.
Okay. So what's happening with your life at this time?
So I'm in turmoil. So I cover the violence, I come back, and everything is normal in the newsroom. It's like another story. I cover, come back, it's another story. And this went on for 2 months. So when Kibaki...
Hold on, this post-election violence was for 2 months?
Yes. The deal was signed on March 8th. Between
December and March 8th, there's just been killings.
Killings, displacement. You see, in those 2 months, over 500,000 people were displaced. The record for the government for people killed was 1,133. So you have at least how many people in a day are dying? If you calculate 60, so you're talking about an average of how many people? 5 to 6 people dying every day.
Let's just say 100 days because it's 3 months.
Yeah.
You get? Yeah, so divide, and you were saying how many guys were killed?
1,133.
So it's about 10 people. Let's just say average of 10 people being killed.
These are the ones that we know of.
Exactly, know of.
Because many more people died. So those things are happening every single day. And every single day I would go out and shoot those pictures. I went to Naivasha, I went to Eldoret.
Oh, so you even traveled out of... Okay, hold on. Our food has come. Let's eat. We'll be back.